In the past few videos, I've talked about how I actually arrange and mix my paints. But the thing I learnt with all of this is that it doesn't matter how much you experiment, you're doing this for a reason, and not to get so caught up in the mathematics and the technicalities of this and just paint. So today we're going to do that. You've seen how I mix my colours, so I'll whip through that. There is method to my madness though. Today I'm going to be using a canvas. Now I don't really use canvases, so this is a bit of a first for me. Now I've prepared this. I've sprayed the back with water and let it dry overnight so that it's tight. I've masking taped the edges. Now this might look like a bit of overkill, but Murphy's Law will tell you that the one picture that you like is the one that you didn't do the preparation on. And so for a little bit of time and effort before you start, you can end up with something that you can continue with and not have the nasty backgrounds. And the same if you're going to resin it, you can easily take the masking tape off. So that's what I'll be doing. The colours, as normal, my Mount Mart Titanium White, my favourite, mixes up beautifully, extremely reasonably priced. My favourite silver, which I'll use as a base. And I'm going to be using some new colours for me, which are the Burnt Sienna and the Payne's Grey. Now I don't like black, although I love the look of black, and Payne's Grey is a really good compromise for that. My distilled water, my silicone oil, which is WD-40 silicone sprayed in this bottle, and I will be putting a couple of drops in each later on in the video. And let's get started. Let's have some fun. I decided that I would use white as the base instead. Now I'm only going to put a very thin layer on because I'm going to do a bowl flip. I like the way the colours work, so this is just to wet the canvas and to help the paint flow. Now obviously if it's too thick I'll end up tipping it all over myself when I do the bowl flip. So just a light layer. Make sure that silicone oil is mixed in nicely. And the bowl pour. Let me just see, can you see that? I'll bring it closer. Okay. Firstly will be the white. I'm going to be pouring things independent of each other, so I'm going to carefully drop it in down the side. So that's the black, the Payne's Grey, sorry. The Burnt Sienna. And the silver each side of that. Just a little bit of silver. I think silver breaks things up quite nicely. And I'm also going to put silver in the middle of the Payne's Grey, just to see if I can get some sort of appearance of depth. Let's see what happens. Now, it's actually hard to flip these little boards without tipping it all over yourself, so I'm going to be careful. Centre it, tip it, and put it back down on my little stands. Not exactly as scented as I would like, but remember, this is fun. Okay, let's lift it, see what we get. That's the bowl. I probably don't have enough paint in that, so I'll just move it a little bit. I don't want to lose any of the colours. I can always go back and infill with white. I might just add some of the brown up here, just to continue that out. Okay, there you have it. It's quite pretty. Now I am going to torch some of the areas, and just to see if I can get some definition. Not all of it. I don't want to sell overkill. Well, there you have it. Let's take some close-ups. Now this will continue to move for quite a while, and so the finished painting will probably look nothing like this. But remember, don't get lost in the technical. Flow painting should be fun, free and easy. Now the paintings continued to move, and I did another quick torch, so it looks quite different, and that's only 30 minutes later. But we do have enough paint to do another one, so let's just do a quick one and see what we can do with leftover paint. So same little board and a different ratio of the colours to each other. We'll see what we get. Bit of white. Scrape out the rest of the grey. The rest of the burnt sienna. And the rest of the silver. I might put the silver just in there by itself. This is probably not enough paint to cover the canvas again, so so might just move it around a bit. Let's have a look at the flip. See if I can get it a bit more centered this time. It's beautiful. Move that around a bit. I want to keep the burnt sienna as much as I can. That's a beautiful colour. So this one will be a little bit different. I'm trying not to move it very fast. I think the slower you move it, the more likelihood you are of having cells remain. Okay, let's have a close-up. So, same paint, same canvas, completely different look. Some lovely bits in that one. And I'll come back and fill in spots where I think they need them. So it's been about 30 minutes and the painting seems to have stopped moving. I filled in some of the corners with some of the runoff paint. It hasn't been torched. This is just as poured. Very pretty. There you go.